We have made it. We are here. It is the second episode of the week, but it is only Wednesday. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. I'm trying to get used to this new schedule, and I'll be perfectly honest, I don't care much for it. I want to do Monday to Friday. Last night I tried to put a brave face on, tried to put a happy face on. There's nothing happy about this schedule. On what planet does a show happen Tuesday to Saturday? That's never happened before, and I don't care to be the first, but guess what? I am the first, so we're going to keep it going. Now, if you're asking yourself, James, why is your show Tuesday to Saturday? I got to teach improv classes on Monday night, which is by far the coolest thing about me. I am James, you are you. We are here for the Wednesday, August 12th edition of At Home with James. I have started to PVR tonight's opening round matchup between the Montreal Canadiens and the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I don't like the traditional teams that Montreal Canadiens fans are taught to dislike: the Bruins, the Flyers, the Bruins, and the Flyers, and the Maple Leafs too. But I happen to dislike the Philadelphia Flyers more than the common Canadiens fan. Why is that? Well, they happen to eliminate the Canadiens a lot over the past couple of years. So just know that if I'm distracted at any point during the course of this 60 minutes, it's because I'm thinking about what's happening in the hockey game. Now, traditionally speaking, people in the comedy community don't care about hockey. And if we're really siphoning that down to an even more specific comedy community, the improv community, they don't care about sports. I suspect they don't watch it, nor have they ever played a sport in their life. And now what I've done is I've alienated my core audience of improv people. Now, again, if you're asking yourself, James, are you in a bad mood today? No, it just sounds like that. I don't have great tone control. I've been saying that since episode 4 out of 100 and however many we are at. I want to get into tonight's show. We've got a very, very, very exciting night on tap. Much later on in what I like to call the Dave spot, which is the final segment of the night. This is a first-time guest. I have sourced, I have looked high and I have looked low across all boroughs in Montreal, from Ville-LaSalle all the way to Ville-Émard. And I have found one of the most educated and learned guests in At Home with James history. Tonight, we will have Poet Laureate Harl Barnes on tonight's show. Now, if you're asking yourself, hey, wait a minute, that name sounds familiar, it's because it does. I've invited Harl Barnes to be here for some time now, and he finally acquiesced to my request. And he wanted to take a gander as to what actually happens on this show. So he's been peeking in and out since our switch to Twitch. You may have known him and seen him in the chat. You may have chatted with him. Tonight, you're going to get your first glimpse of Poet Laureate Harl Barnes, who has prepared some of his finest work tonight on the show much later on. We're going to kick things off in just a couple moments with the first ever edition of Friends or Frenemies. Tonight, I have welcomed two great friends, Taylor McMillan and Alex Brown. They know each other, but how well do they really know each other? Now, both of them claim to know the other quite well. They met doing improv, which means they became close friends. Now, if there's anything I know about improv and people who take improv classes, it's that they fool themselves into thinking they know people far more than they actually do. We're going to put my theory and their friendship to the test tonight. And by night's end, will they be closer friends or will they be closer to being enemies? We're about to find out. This is a game that I have developed by way of stealing different things from other games. Now, if you're popping in tonight to see something new, well, you're in the wrong place. And again, we must question my tone. I've had enough of this opening. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of doing it. So let's begin the show. I want to send things over to my main man in the booth, the Dirty Daddy, as I so lovingly call him, Dave Kaufman. If you're out there in Twitch land, I am now requesting that we begin the opening segment. Let's begin the first ever debut edition of Friends or Frenemies. Let's welcome Taylor McMillan and Alex Brown to At Home with James. I'm not sure. I don't even know if Dave was even paying attention in the booth.
He's a dirty daddy.
I said dirty daddy, and it threw him off.
Yeah, he's got other things to worry about here.
He's got other things to worry about. Alex, Taylor, welcome. Taylor, how are you?
I'm doing so great.
I'm so great to have you here. Alex, how are you?
I'm also doing great.
Looks like you're coming to us from a palatial estate.
Yes, I'm in Miami with
Well,
my roommate.
I'm so glad that the Americans have let you in. This is an important moment for me because I have welcomed both of you onto this show a variety of times. Taylor, you have been here many times. We've had many different types of discussions. Alex, you've been here to discuss CanCon in a variety of ways. And now I would like to look at myself as some type of figure that has brought you both back together because, of course, Taylor, you're living in Vancouver. Alex, you're living in Toronto. And now by way of the internet, the information superhighway, as the kids in the 90s used to say, you are together again as one.
It's true.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
It's great. Yeah, truly. We realized that we haven't spoken that much. Well, we've texted, but we haven't actually.
We haven't
Called on
talked
the
since
phone.
probably January. Even though we're like best friends.
But we're constantly in communication with each other.
This is the first time you're using your voices to communicate with each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
January, when things were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the year of 2020.
Yeah, we took a little trip to Los Angeles.
We got the best sweatsuits of all time.
True. Oh, we should have worn them. Oh, we're done.
Why are we so dumb?
Oh, no, that's stupid.
You know, here's the thing, guys. This just gives us an opportunity to have another return segment. So before we get into the task at hand, I feel that it's only important that we take a trip down memory lane. So I met both of you on the exact same day at a level 1 improv class. So I'd like to conduct a little bit of an interview. Again, we have not gone over this. Alex, do you remember your first impressions of Taylor?
Oh, yeah. Well, so I thought for some reason in my head, she was a teacher. I thought she was a teacher.
I'm old. I get it. Thank you.
Yeah. And I thought she was either 21 years old or like 35 years old. And then she turned out to be somewhere in the middle. And I remember her talking about like training people. And I was like, okay, yeah, I see it, you know.
Okay, so I want to volley the same question over to you, Taylor. What were your first impressions of Browntown?
Browntown. So Browntown was like a quirky Mile End girl. She had short, like kind of a short, sort of like edgy haircut, and she was wearing a colorful blazer. You look like a gay kindergarten teacher.
Yes. Yeah. We both had teacher vibes.
Yeah.
Very much. Well, so you both thought of each other as some type of teacher. Now let's get into the good stuff. Do you have any memories of doing any early improv exercises or scenes with each other in those 4 weeks?
Oh my God. Well, not exactly improv exercises, but I remember the second class, I think. I came to class and Taylor was sitting there and she goes, "Were you in a music video?" And I was like, "What?" And she like showed me this music video that I had like been in for 1 second because I knew the guy who was like directing it. And she showed it to me and I was like, "Why do you have this?" So
yeah, I thought Alex was cool. I stalked her hard as I do
me on the internet.
A crush on somebody. I stalk them and I find everything I can about them on the internet.
And I know that now. You know, I know that now, but I had met her 1 time. So I was like, okay.
And in the span of 1 week, you became the subject of cyber stalking by way of a person that you're now going to compete in a game show style segment with on a Twitch show. Now, both of you were in the same class and you still hold this record of loudest improv class I have ever had the pleasure of teaching. Yeah. This was a 4-week class, and on the last week, in order to gain control of the room, I needed to use a dog horn.
Oh my God. Didn't you lose your voice from yelling at us?
Well, this is the thing. I had lost my voice previous to that final class, but it was also a loud class, and I think in the beginning of my preamble, let everyone know I will be controlling the room with a dog horn.
I remember being like, "This is violence." This is not what I had anticipated.
That's the improv version of violence. That's how soft we are in Montreal when the greatest concerns are. It just the teacher had a dog horn.
Yeah.
I just want to ask for the chat. What is a dog horn?
Okay, yeah. So as you're saying that, I realize, yeah, what is a dog horn? So some type of it was in the shape of a horn, but it was a dog squeaky toy, like a one of those things.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was like
Dog
a
horn
whistle.
sounds like a 90s band. That's what dog horn is. It's a 90s band.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Now,
Yeah. Should have been like a dog whistle.
it should have been a dog whistle, but all I had was a dog horn.
Dog horn.
A variety of crap hanging around that theater. Do you have any early memories of recognizing an interest in performing with each other? Like, oh, this person's funny. I want to be funny with them.
Yes, there was a mutual friend of ours in the class, and she wanted to like make a group or something. And she was like, I think I'm gonna ask Alex to be in the group too. And I was like, oh my God. Like I was like, absolutely. I was like, I'm on board. She's cool.
Wow.
She knows what's up. I had very high opinions of you.
I mean, it didn't last. You met me.
And we became friends.
Yeah, you were like, never mind. Yeah, well, I remember actually another mutual friend, friend of the show, Vance Gillis.
Mm-hmm.
I think he actually, at one point, like after I think we had been in his class, maybe he reached out to both of us and was like, "Do you guys want to do a duo?" And we were like, "What's that?" But also, sure. So yeah,
which went on to create Mom Jeans. I have no memory of any of your sets. Outside of your exit strategy, which is lights going down, lights coming up, and then the remnants of your bodies running backstage. Now, I remember seeing that and thinking, wow, I've never seen anyone leave the stage with such shame.
You were like, wow, they've really got something.
I remember thinking a lot of people work on their entrance onto the stage. You guys perfected exit, which is not acknowledging the audience's appreciation for your work, running away in shame, which I still to this day I tell the story to young improvisers. Like if you ever feel
that's really nice,
run away because you'll laugh on the way out.
Yeah. Well, I think we would like wave while the lights were down. Because I think maybe our timing was just so off too, that we were like, okay, wow. I remember thinking like we have to stay on the stage. And then it just like literally never happened.
Well, that's an old timers rule that you guys extinguish very quickly. Well, enough of the mushy stuff. Yeah, sure. I want to get in to the good stuff, which is why we are here. Alex Brown, Taylor McMillan, they claim to be friends, but how much do they really know about each other? Tonight's game of Friends or Frenemies will be split up into 3 categories. We're going to dive right into the first category off of the hop. This is something that I call Finish My Sentence. So each of you will take turns in providing a detail about yourself, and it is up to your contemporary to finish the sentence, thus exposing how much they know or potentially not know about you. Now, we had a coin toss before the show began, and Alex, you won, so you are going to be asking Taylor to finish your sentence. Let's begin.
Oh, I'm asking to, okay. So first, they're on the floor. Sorry. First question is, I have to look these up. I'm so sorry. I'm ruining the whole flow of the show.
Yeah, we're live, pal.
Okay, so my first question is, or first fill in the blanks. Alex entered and won so many blank contests as a kid that her parents were asked to stop letting her enter.
What?
Would you like me to repeat the question?
No, I think I need to know. Singing contests?
Ooh, very close. I did take singing lessons.
No, I know exactly what it is. Swimming contest.
No, I was on the swim team.
So
you are proving that you do know things.
So the issue is that Taylor has already given you 2 incorrect answers, which means
do I now give the
we only have 1 opportunity. This is how I know you guys are friends, because you're giving her chances. But unfortunately, Taylor
you got it wrong. Okay.
Answered correctly.
Yes. The answer was coloring contests.
Coloring contests.
Yes. You know the ones at like the grocery store.
Oh.
What an unusual thing to have your parents request to no longer. Your daughter is the best colorer in town. So once again, I'm going to refer to our main man on the tech. Taylor did not get that answer correct, Dave. So what's that sound again?
Oh!
So if you hear that sound, it means that that's an incorrect response. So Taylor, we're going to send it over to you.
Oh, God.
Okay, so Taylor's favorite condiment is?
Oh, my God.
You know,
mayonnaise. Yeah! I was going to say butter.
Well,
I feel like
butter than gravy.
So that was a correct answer. So Alex, you now have 1 point to Taylor's 0. Let's send things back to you, Alex, for your next fill in the blank.
Okay. So this one is a bit more recent in my history. The event Alex was supposed to take part in this summer that was canceled due to coronavirus was
Marathon.
What?
It was a marathon.
Ooh.
No!
Half point.
What?
Are we doing half points? It was a triathlon.
No, you have to get the correct answer. So once again, Taylor has incorrectly responded.
I mean, maybe, I don't know.
That's a hell no. So Alex, what is the correct answer?
Is it triathlon?
It is a triathlon.
That's why I feel like
it is not a marathon.
You're right.
That would be like someone saying, I'm going to watch this tonight. TV. I'm sorry, the answer is movie, but you got it right because you're still watching something.
Well,
I'm very harsh with my point system. So once again, Alex with 1 point, Taylor with 0. Taylor, let's send it over to you.
Taylor lost her virginity in a
like a ski shack.
A ski shack. What's the answer, Taylor?
Is that true?
It was a hostel room.
Oh, come on.
Oh, hell no. So it's at this point that
snowboarder.
So once again, Alex, you're still in the lead with 1 point. And if we can continue to give Dave space to provide these amazing sound effects.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry for opposing.
How dare you?
One more time, I want to refer to Dave. What's that sound effect when we have an incorrect answer, Dave? Oh, hell no. And when we have a correct answer? Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Great. And what was that other sound effect you used? Great. So apparently we have 2 sound effects for incorrect responses. Alex, let's send it back over to you for your third and final fill in the blank.
Okay, yeah. If Alex were a Simpsons character, she would be...
You'd be Cool Lisa.
Yeah, that's correct. Dave.
We've got another song that indicates a correct answer. So we are now tied up at 1 apiece. Taylor, it is now time for your final fill in the blank.
Okay. Taylor will not leave the house without blank or she feels naked.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Mascara?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Alex is now in the lead with 2 points to Taylor's 1 point. I want to let everyone watching know that I've predicted that both Alex and Taylor will end this game with under 10 points. Yep. We are now going to be moving on to our next round, which is the true or false round. So Taylor, since Alex began the first round, it is now your opportunity to begin this round. Once again, it is up to Taylor and Alex to answer true or false to these situations that they are being provided with. Taylor, take it away.
Okay, true or false? Taylor grew up in a double-wide trailer.
Oh, I feel like there's a trick question. True?
Yeah, true.
Okay, because I was thinking it was just... Sorry,
No, I like the dance one.
I hear that again?
Good job.
Is that a whip?
I think it says, good job.
Good job.
In any event, Alex has now answered 3 correct to Taylor's 1 correct. Alex, it is now your true or false scenario.
Okay. Alex's hair was straight until grade 7.
True.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like there's going to be a variety of noises.
Give me
Taylor,
so
you
many.
are now trailing by only 1 point. It is now your true or false scenario. Take it away.
Okay. True or false?
Hmm.
Taylor was a cowgirl and would compete in the rodeo.
Oh. False. Oh.
True, baby.
I knew. Oh man. Because I thought. Sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait, that was a true. It was.
Oh, I got that one wrong.
Oh, that's true. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm incorrect. So so the points remain
sorry.
as is. We
I'm
have
sorry.
3-2 in favor of Alex. Alex,
Oh.
it is now your true or false scenario.
Okay, true or false? Alex has met Harrison Ford.
I don't know. That can't be true. It has to be false.
That is correct.
Yes.
So we have another false response.
Mhm, but it's a correct answer.
Great, let's just move on. So we get the incorrect response here. Once again, we have Alex with 3 points, Taylor with 2. We are going to.
You got one, right?
This is true. This is when now she is only trailing by 1. So things are as is. Taylor, it is now time for your final true or false scenario.
Taylor is a great swimmer.
False.
So true. I can't even put my face in the water.
I knew it.
So now, here we go. Ooh, yeah, it is. Taylor, you are now trailing by 2 points to Alex's 4. Alex, it is now time for your final true or false scenario.
Okay, true or false? Alex's first crush that she ever had was Austin Powers.
Oh, baby, is it ever true? Disturbingly so.
Sexuality is bizarre, everyone.
So you're saying this is a true
This is
answer.
A true, she got that right. Yes.
So it's a longer sound effect as to the first one. So we're going to do a quick recap here. Those were our speed rounds. We now have Taylor trailing by only 1 point with 3 correct answers to Alex's 4 correct answers. This is now where I take over the game. I've put together 18 questions alternating back and forth. It is up to you, Taylor and Alex, to correctly answer these questions about your friend or potential frenemy. Upon your answer, we will refer to the question, or rather to the person that the question is about, to get the correct answer. Do we understand?
Mm-hmm.
Let us begin. The first question is for Alex. Alex, what year was Taylor born in?
1983.
Correct.
Yes.
We have a correct answer. We're going to be moving on to our next question. This is for Taylor. Taylor, what is Alex's hometown?
Truro, Nova Scotia.
Hell yeah. That's correct. Not guilty.
Excitement. Step into a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I think we're getting a variety of Macho Man Randy Savage sound effects. We're going to continue. Alex, what is Taylor's middle name?
Ray.
Correct.
So once again, Alex, you have a bit of you're starting to accumulate a commanding lead, but I think Taylor does have the opportunity to come back here. Taylor, how many siblings does Alex have?
Just one.
Yeah.
A surly younger sister.
So we have one sibling, and this is correct, Alex?
Yes, it is. She doesn't believe in universal basic income.
Rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
So Taylor, you are now only trailing by 1 point.
Oh my god.
Let's continue.
I hope it's
Alex, what was Taylor's most recent occupation?
Well, she worked at anthropology up until very recently.
Can I get what the role at this job was?
Like shop girl, retail.
Correct. I was a
Now,
shop
I'm gonna give you an opportunity here, Alex. Can you define what you mean by shop girl?
Like an attendant, someone who is there to help the customers and be in the shop.
otherwise known as a shop girl. Taylor, can you confirm that this is correct? Is that a response that you deem correct?
I might say shop woman, but yes.
Shop woman, yes. Sorry. Shop person.
Okay,
Shop person.
so far up to this point, you have both answered nothing but correct answers in this round.
Top. Oh yeah.
The cream is rising to the top. Let's continue. Taylor, what year did Alex move to Toronto?
Ooh.
Oh, she moved in 2018.
Yes.
That is correct.
Alex doesn't know.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah.
We're going to be moving on here, Alex. And also for Taylor, these next two questions involve me.
Oh.
Alex, what is James's nickname for Taylor?
Oh, fuck. I don't know. I feel like Trailer Ray? No.
Taylor, would you like to take this one?
My nickname is Death Ray.
Death Ray is the correct answer.
True.
Not to be
Here's the
confused with
number.
Trailer Ray, which I believe is Taylor's Instagram handle.
That's the wrong number.
Okay, so Taylor, we're going to volley this over to you now.
Okay.
Which Fringe show did Alex perform alongside James in?
Oh, it was Precinct, I think.
Now, this is a very interesting response, so I'm going to specify a little bit more clearly.
Yep.
Which Fringe show did James write that Alex performed alongside James in?
It was the one about the radio man.
I'm going to need a name.
I don't know what its name is.
It was not Radio Man.
It was like Jam the Ham Man or Full Frontal.
Okay, so we've got two answers. We've got two answers: Jam the Ham Man or Full Frontal. Alex, what is the correct answer?
Scum FM.
Scum FM. So both of you
I got that wrong. Ooh.
incorrect. Your first incorrect answers, and I'm offended that they involve me.
That's the wrong number.
Yeah, that was the wrong number. Let's continue on with this journey. This one goes to Alex. Alex, which post-secondary school did Taylor attend while in Montreal?
Fuck. What's that one called? Oh my god.
A school in the city.
Yeah, but I know what it's called.
Keep in
It's
mind
the
you
one-
mentioned what's that school called?
Yeah, because it's the one across from Alexis Neon. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, I can't think of the name of it.
Are you claiming that you don't know?
I know it, and as soon as you say it, I'm gonna know it.
You don't know me at all.
Shut up. Like, oh fuck, it's not sure. It's that stupid
That's
CJ.
awful.
Time's up. I mean, I don't know. I can't.
I like
remember.
that you times up yourself.
Yeah, I did.
Taylor, what is the correct answer?
Dawson College.
Dawson.
So
Yes.
this is a pivotal moment because this is the first time that Alex, you have moved forward with two incorrect answers in a row, and because they're incorrect, I'm going to throw to Dave.
Oh.
I believe that sound effect where Dave searched Twin Towers collapsing sound effects. Yeah, that was the West Tower. Let's move on to the next question. Again, these are increasing in difficulty. Taylor, can you name 3 of Alex's non-comedy friends?
Good luck with that. Do I even have any?
Oh God. I mean, yes. I mean, Sima. She doesn't count. She doesn't perform.
I'm gonna have to say that she does count because she does promote, or at least prior to COVID, a weekly comedy show.
There you go. Judges ruling.
Okay. I'm gonna say Kim. Oh, I know Tyler.
Yep. Okay.
Uh-huh.
That's one.
And
Is this a point for each friend? Or
You
it has
need to
be-
get all 3 correct answers to get 1 point.
hey, Tyler, Jackie, and
Yep.
then there was the friend in Toronto who has a weird name and there's an apostrophe in it. What the fuck is her name?
Aren't.
Dawson. Dawson College.
Oh, fuck, man. Jesus.
Now,
Christ.
you can just stick with your ambiguous Kim as an answer.
I mean, there's got to be a Kim in there somewhere, right? Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Kim. Let's
Okay,
do it.
so we've got Kim, Jackie,
Mhm.
and Tyler.
Tyler.
Alex?
So I think the friend you were looking for was Shanice.
Yes, I was
So
gonna say
she had an
Shanice.
apostrophe.
Which is a name often mistaken with Kim.
Yeah, exactly. I could see how you went to from
Yep.
Shanice to Kim. So, but yes, Jackie and Tyler are correct. I've yet to be. Well, my dad's best friend is named Kim.
But
Yeah,
that's your
friend.
dad. You see, you put it best. It's your dad's best
I know.
friend. So
Well, I'm not friends with him.
this is an incorrect answer, which means
Oh.
yeah, that's we've licensed the karaoke version of Tracy Chapman's Fast Car as an incorrect response sound effect. Let's continue. This next question goes to Alex. What is the first concert that Taylor attended?
Oh, fuck off.
I'm skeptical Taylor knows this answer.
I know.
Oh man, what would it even be? I don't know. Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli.
You
Milli.
think I am? You fuck.
You were born in the 60s, right?
The 60s.
And
Milli
when-
Vanilli
when
was
she went
late
to her
80s.
first yeah, but she went to her first concert when she was like 25.
I understand. So, Taylor, do we have a potential answer here?
I think
We know
Susan and Go-Kart. That's my-
How long was that sound effect? I think it's 10 o'clock. So we know that the answer is incorrect. It was not Milli Vanilli. Let's continue. Taylor,
Yes.
what is the most recent concert that Alex attended?
I don't know, like Sloan?
Ooh, so close. Because I was supposed to go see them in April, but then they got canceled because of coronavirus.
So which
So-
is your most recent concert?
It was Sleater Kinney in November.
Mm.
So that was an incorrect answer.
Incorrect answer, which means
Jesus Christ.
Twin Towers again. So up to this point, from my tally, we have now incorrectly answered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 incorrect answers in a row.
Ooh.
Let's move on to our next question. This one again goes to Alex. We discussed Taylor's birth year. Can you tell me her birth date?
Fuck, every single year. September 26th?
Taylor?
Every year I have to text her, and it's usually after her birthday that I've texted her.
Yeah, it was 27th.
Stop!
You're
Oh,
off by only 1 day, which is a correct answer, and that means incorrect, excuse me.
You excitement? Step into a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah.
All right, so that's the correct
Wow.
answer sound effect, which doesn't matter. Let's move on to our next question. This one, once again, goes to Taylor. Alex will be moving to Montreal. Which neighborhood will she be living in?
Oh, she's going to be living in Little Italy.
that's an easy answer. It's true.
It is true. So now Taylor is only, I want to do a quick tally check here. We have Alex with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct answers to Taylor's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct answers. So we are now tied.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Wow.
We're going to move on to our next question. Alex, this is for you.
Okay.
What is Taylor's favorite band or musical act?
Oh, this is easy. Sublime. You have to give me that. You have to.
Absolutely.
Taylor, is that a correct answer?
Very embarrassingly, yes.
I knew it. She's
This is a
writing
correct
musical.
answer, which means
Twin Towers.
celebratory Fart, a celebratory fart. I don't know if I like this segment or not. Let's keep going. To our next question. This one, again, goes to Taylor. What is Alex's least favorite holiday?
Least favorite. I feel like you hate Halloween.
Are you kidding?
What?
No. I love Halloween.
Oh no.
Is that your final answer?
I don't know. It's probably like St. Patrick's Day, actually. No,
Well, it's not Halloween. Or, well, no. I think James, just put your hands over your ears. Because I think Christmas is my least favorite holiday.
Okay, which is a correct answer because Taylor predicted St. Patrick's Day or Halloween. So we have a correct answer.
No. What are you not
Incorrect.
counting Christmas?
Incorrect. Dave, what does that sound like? Everyone, for a brief moment, thought their computer was freezing and then thought this had turned into a smooth jazz show. It is now time for our final two questions. Once again, you are at 7 correct answers apiece. Are you ready?
Yep.
Alex, who did Taylor perform with in her final show at Montreal Improv? I'm going to need the names or the team that she performed in. Now, if you give me every team member or the team name, that will render a correct answer.
Was it just Mongrel?
Is that your final answer?
Final show. Okay, does it mean final show before she moved? Because she did come back and perform in some shows.
Her final show before moving to Vancouver.
Oh, it was her funeral. So it was like me and and you were in it, and Vance and some other people.
A variety of people. So that's your final answer. Taylor's funeral.
Is that correct?
Incorrect. It was James McGee.
What?
Yeah, we did a duo
What you
together,
just said
and I made him uncomfortable.
is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Wow.
I award you no points,
Oh,
and may God have mercy on your soul.
my goodness.
harsh.
So happily, we also got the rights to play clips from Billy Madison on this show.
Really ripped me apart there.
So we have an incorrect response. The correct answer was myself. And I don't recall was I uncomfortable in that set? Probably.
Yes, that's my only intention when performing with you, is trying to make you uncomfortable. Yeah.
Which I think was maybe the only time we ever performed together was in that show, as far as I know.
Yeah, like just with one another, yeah.
One another. I don't actually recall performing with you in any other show other than that.
Several shows together.
Is that
many over the years?
Oh, you know what? We were in a couple SmackDowns together.
And
we also did a Fringe show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You were everyone's dad, which is like
it's true. So we're gonna move on. Taylor, it is now time for your final question, and it also involves improv.
Okay.
What was the name of the spin-off of the final Camp Wannapoke show that Alex produced in 2016?
I have no idea. Okay, wait, I'm just gonna try. Was it Teen Cream?
Oh, I
Teen
wish.
Cream.
Yeah.
Now, is that your final answer?
Final answer.
Okay, but that's the show I'm doing after quarantine.
So we got to be a little creative here, so that's a good thing to come out of this. Alex, is that a correct answer?
That is sadly not. I wish. It was Secret Santa.
Oh.
Secret Santa. So, after 3 rounds,
Ooh, oh my God.
Alex, you have 7 correct answers, and Taylor, you have 7 correct answers, confirming my suspicion that neither of you would exceed 10 correct answers.
So the real winner is James here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, James and winner, those words don't align very well as far as I'm concerned.
Oh.
Now, traditionally, we would have some type of tiebreaker, but I'm in a sentimental mood, and I think that the fact that you have both correctly answered the same number of correct answers about each other determines that you are not frenemies, but that you are friends in the sense that you know just as many things as you do things you don't know about each other, which just provides an opportunity for you to bond even further and learn more about each other in the years to come.
Aww.
And I cannot believe that Dave was able to put that sound effect together in time.
The only one.
Guys, it's a tie.
Wow.
For the first time ever. We may never do this segment again, but Taylor McMillan, Alex Brown, you have tied in friends or frenemies. How do you feel about this, Taylor?
I feel like we're exactly where we're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Dave, could you cue up Fast Car again for me? I feel like it's appropriate that we end this on a sentimental note.
I think so. I'm gonna cry.
Thank you, Improv Daddy.
Yes, you brought us together.
Taylor, Alex, I've known you guys for a long time.
I know. No, stop.
It's been a lot of years.
Yep.
Saw you grow from junior improvisers to intermediate improvisers.
And stay at that level.
To very funny improvisers. Now, I heard a couple weeks ago that I was invited to perform with you guys.
Oh, yeah. Anytime.
And I just want to say how much that touched me when I heard the invitation was extended.
Absolutely. As soon as we're all,
Hey,
able
where'd
to...
that song go?
That was supposed to be
You're
underlined.
the moment, Dave.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, the moment's over. Guys, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight on At Home with James. Hopefully we can get you guys back into pairing or what we're used to, individual appearances. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, we got to show off our little suits. That we
Oh,
have.
I would love that. That would be great. I've heard about these suits. I've seen them in imagery, and I would like to experience them on some semblance of real life.
Yeah.
Taylor and Alex, thank you so much.
I love you, Taylor.
Love you too, Alex. Bye.
We will now send you back into the information superhighway. I'd be remiss if I did not thank Dave Kaufman, our technical director, for the adequate teching that he provided in that show. We were working things out. I think probably by the 3/4 mark, not only was Taylor, Alex, but myself as well, prepared to give a little bit of space for Dave's sound effects. Now, I want to let everyone know that I provided him with 2 sound effects prior to the show, and he bombarded us with a variety of which I quite liked the Tracy Chapman Fast Car. That was probably my favorite of the sound effects, and I can't recall if it was either to indicate a correct or incorrect answer. Before we move on to our final segment of the night, reminder that we will be back tomorrow at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on twitch.tv/@homewithjames. Who will be here, you ask? I have the answer for you. First off, we will have Carla Ma in the Crapola Corner, as she is here every Thursday, gracing us with her presence. In addition to this, Dimitri Kirez will be here in the Captain's Cruise. Will he be drunk? The answer is yes. How drunk will he be? Exceedingly throughout the course of his segment. Once again, that happens right here on twitch.tv/@homewithjames. Tell your mom, dad, auntie, uncle, sister, brother, grampy, grammy, neighbor, tell your worst enemy to tune in. If you're watching and chatting in the chat right now, I see you and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Earlier on this evening, I talked about how we were going to have not only a first-time segment, but a first-time guest. Our next guest, as mentioned, is a poet laureate. He has come to grace us with some of his finest works, and I understand that he's put together some work specific to tonight's edition of the show. I want for you to welcome him, as will I. Let us welcome Harl Barnes, poet laureate, to tonight's show. Harl Barnes, thank you so much for being here this evening on a very special edition of this show.
Oh, well, James, thank you for having me. It's always great. It's always an enjoyable time to be a guest on someone else's show.
Well,
Time we're going to share.
It was so difficult to lock you down. I've been reaching out since, I would say, it must have been April, and I'm glad that you had finally taken the leap. I know this is out of your comfort zone, so thank you so much for being here.
That's no problem. I'm not a technological genius, I'm afraid. Most of my brain has been used up with poetry and stores so much of it. My flip phone dropped out of my hand the other day and fell down a storm drain. So I'm unreachable at the moment. And sometimes I like it that way.
Well, I'm so happy that we were able to lock you in despite the fact that your flip phone found its way into a sewer. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention some of your accolades. You are a self-proclaimed poet laureate of Lower NDG, which of course is a borough of Montreal.
It was NDG as a whole, but I was told to pick a place.
You've also apparently written over 138 poetry books, including Teenage Crab Blues, New Red Ass, and Toby Maguire Pontius Pilati. Poetry magazine, the Monkland Mumbler, said of you, of course, he's not really our thing, but he keeps on trucking. In his 60s and in love with poetry and living the poet's life. Once again, I was able to read a copy of your book, New Red Ass, and I couldn't put it down.
Thank you. I'd be remiss if I didn't admit I'd hear that a lot from people.
Oh, that's their first foray into your work, New Red Ass?
Well, that they just can't put it down, or more to the point, they don't want to take it.
I understand. Well, I understand that you've put together some of your finest works for tonight. This is, in some ways, one of our first performances. Of course, we've had people do live music on this show. This is our first poetry reading, and I'm excited.
That's an honor. It's an honor, James. Thank you so much. I don't know if you know about how I make my money, but it's house sitting, and so I'm staying in Milan right now at a place, and I've got a fridge full of Toblerone, and I'm ready to go on some poetry.
So confirming that you don't make your money off poetry, but as a house sitter.
Who makes their money off poetry? The minute you make money off poetry is the day you stop being a poet. And if you stop being a poet, you stop being a lover.
Very astute. I'm going to have to write that down right now. Would you be willing to give us some of your poetry?
I certainly will. I've gone through and I've culled some of the most evocative poems that I've written, poems that are inspired by moments backstage at a show with Gordon Lightfoot and Luba Goy, Canadian celebrities amassed before an audience when a poet could open a show and people would listen. So I've brought you some of my more known poems from many of my chapbooks.
Right. Just to jump in, Gordon Lightfoot, singer-songwriter, and Luba Goy of Royal Canadian Air Force.
We all chummed around back then. It was a common thing to all chum around, and she was a funny lady then, and she's a funny lady now. And I'll be staying at her place in 2 weeks.
Great, wonderful. We'll examine that later. Take it away, Harl Barnes.
Okay, this is from my first chapbook. We're going way back. It's called Weekmead in Albuquerque. Okay, this is the name of the chapbook, and here's the poem. The poem is called Crosby. Now see if you can guess who I'm talking about. The colorful confusion of daily life. Well, it's all mother's milk to me. Please don't lay with another man's wife, especially if that man is me. That was called Crosby.
Now, was this written in regards to David Crosby?
You guessed it. David Crosby, Laurel Canyon, 1967. I said to David, there's enough people in the hot tub. He didn't listen. He got in. The water overflowed. Next thing I know, he and my wife are attached.
Oh, they were attached in the hot tub, you say?
It's okay. Back then, what goes around comes around. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, is that where that saying was formed? It's in regard to some type of sex act.
Yes. Graham Nash came from submerged from under the hot tub water. We said, Graham, don't do this because it's not safe. A lot of bacteria. He comes out, joker Graham Nash. He's from Great Britain. It's a shame what's happening there. And he popped up, and the first thing he said to me was, I'm sorry, what was it? I've forgotten what we were talking about.
Wait, you're saying Graham Nash was submerged under the water?
It was a crazy hot tub party. It was a Laurel Canyon. If you were there and you remember it, you weren't there.
Well, let's continue. I'd like to hear more poetry.
Sure thing. This one's from my poetry book, an acclaimed poetry book, and quotes like, "Stop leaving these here." This one's called Tased. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You've got tased. This was written at a time when tasing was going awry and crazy in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you have any experience being tased?
If being tased several times in 1 week in front of the PA counts, yes. They have an entrance and an exit door.
All right, well, let's move on to the next poem.
Sure. This one came from my book, Cocaine Lil and the Cigarette Boat Crammed with Powder. And this was one that was really kind of, I was trying to catch a lot of the sort of beauty and wildness that I like to see in poetry. And I was looking out over the St. Lawrence River in Montreal, and all of a sudden my fingers went to the keyboard like crustaceans clicking on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
This one was called Heckle Hole.
Oh, you say heckle hole?
Heckle Hole.
Right.
I find solace under an umbrella of words. I live in a car with a pigeon, a seagull, birds.
Now, can you explain to me the origin of this name, Heckle Hole? Because the poem, of course, depicts you living in a car with birds.
I don't like to spoil it because I think every reader takes their own sort of viewpoint. However, people don't generally ask me much of this, so I will tell you. Have you ever heard of seagull?
Sure, I've heard of seagulls, yes.
As I lived with them, I can imitate. They make a cackle, a laugh. You feel like you've done nothing with your life, and this bird's making it worse for you.
Now, can I, what are you drinking this evening, Harl?
It's a tea. It's a tea I made myself with dandelions from the front lawn.
Oh, so you've made dandelion, front lawn dandelion tea.
Well, you know what they say about dandelion tea?
Tell me.
If you remember making it, you didn't make enough.
Right. Well, I like how much you enjoyed that joke. Let's move on to your next poem, Harl.
Sure. Let's go to the next poem. Oh, what have I picked out for you? Oh, there's so many. But you know, it's like a song. You know, you don't want a band like 10 years after to play their hit first. Okay, this one's called Chapped Hips.
Oh, you said chapped hips?
Chapped hips.
Right.
Lips. Chapped lips. Caress my tawny leathery hips. Now, that's when I was going through a sort of midlife crisis. And I was like, who wouldn't find an older man with a world like mine and that's lived a world like mine, erogenous?
Now, you mentioned 10 years after their one hit song. You're referring to I'd Like to Change the World?
Yes.
All right. Now, did that have any type of effect on this? Well, you said chapped hips, right? Hips?
Chapped, yes. I used a poetic Old English to display something I've lived with for a while. So you may say chapped, I say chapped.
All right. So you've experienced chapped hips.
My hips have been weathered. I've climbed mountains and I've fell down the same mountains, and I've seen a lot, but I'm still standing. I'm still here. And I'm also going to be at the Residence Cafe in 2 weeks, and they've allowed me to rent the place for myself, and I'm allowed to have 3 people attend. So please call in.
Now, how old are you, by the way, Harl Barnes?
I'm.
You apparently spent time in Laurel Canyon where David Crosby made love to your wife while Graham Nash was submerged at the bottom of a hot tub.
I'm 60 something.
Okay, well, I'd like to hear some more poetry.
I'm going to give you more poetry. Whoa, these books are crazy. I'm losing everything I have.
Mm-hmm.
This one's about a place I lived for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And every year I grew fonder of it. I invited people over and we'd have wine and we'd have food and great food and we'd paint pictures. And this is called Gazebo.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I caught you in a trance, penny whistle blowing as the hobo danced. A hobo in denial is a person with a home. Could I come sleep in your home?
Now take us through the inspiration of this poem.
Well, as I told you, I lived in a gazebo for 3 years.
Now, how close to living in the gazebo was this when you were living in the car with the birds?
Well, how do you think I got to the gazebo?
Oh, so you're saying you drove to the gazebo in your bird car?
Oh, God. You cannot live with birds as long as I've lived with birds. They're not friendly and they mock you.
Oh, can you take us through this? What do you mean by mock?
I told you about the seagulls. If you've not been it seems like they think they've put something over on us because they can soar above and they're not dealing with all this. Oh, here's my cough bag that I have to put out because Johnny Pig's gonna put me in the slammer.
What, you said cough bag and Johnny Pig?
Yeah, cough bags. This thing going around. Oh,
I assume by Johnny Pig you mean local authorities.
I mean the pigs.
All right.
Officer, how you doing? Thump. That's what I mean.
I don't want to examine that. How many more poems do you have for us tonight, Harl Barnes?
What is tonight?
Well, tonight is a Wednesday evening.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be finishing up soon. I've got 2 more poems.
Wonderful. That's what I was hoping.
Tonight, and then I'm heading over to Marjorie's because she's making a macaroni, cheese, and stems casserole.
Oh, how horrifying.
Sorry?
You had me at the macaroni and cheese, the stems. I felt a little off-put.
Oh, I guess you don't like to feel full and lazy at the same time because it is a delicious meal.
Let's move on to your next poem.
I wrote another poem about tasing.
Mm-hmm.
A taser is a laser. I'll repeat this again first to get you, because it's really important, this first line. A taser is a laser with an L, not a T. I saw a man spoil his pants and tased on the street. And they've got to be taken away. This is terrible.
Now, were you this man in this poem?
I'm every man. We're all men. We're all here.
I suppose I'm asking, are you the man that apparently spoiled his pants?
Not that time.
All right. Well, we're
in the bird car.
We're moving on to your final poem. Before we do that, can you let people know where they might be able to find your works? Of course, your books, including but not limited to the one about the red ass.
Every Tuesday, I do my rounds to drop off my chapbooks in the multi-mags around the city. And if you get there within the afternoon, they usually don't find the books and throw them out until the next day, except for the one that is is in the mall downtown, because there's a Jeremy that works there and he's on me like bacon on a plate.
All right, like bacon on the plate. Let's have one final poem from Harl Barnes.
All right, let me pick a good one. This one's from Pencil Turkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Horton, here's a who. But who the hell are you? You who pinches what I earn. Burn tax, man, burn.
Now, take us through the writing of this one. Oh.
Well, what I make, the tax man takes. Here's me walking down the street. Here's me saying, please, sir, can you give a 60-something man a job? I can do anything. And then the next thing I do, I got a paycheck full of pennies. A paycheck full of pennies and cold sores or something. It's never been good.
A paycheck full of pennies and cold sores might be the title of some of your future work, Mr. Barnes.
I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down right now. You know how some people have ideas and they think of colors and they give them ideas? I think of smells. For instance, right now when I'm talking to you, I feel warmth. I feel like we're near a hearth. We're talking. We're sharing ideas. We're having a conversation with the past. And a warm smell of chowder is coming from the kitchen.
Well, I don't want that smell of chowder to spoil your dinner, Mr. Barnes. I want to thank you so much for finally being here. I hope you have a great macaroni, cheese, and stem dinner. This casserole, you might win me over at some point. I want to thank you so much for popping by, Mr. Barnes.
James, thank you, and thank you for living the poetry of life. It excites me to no end.
I do what I can, and I hope you'll come back sooner rather than later, sir.
I'm here forever.
You are here forever. Thank you so much, Mr.
If you need anybody
Barnes.
to couch surf or take care of your place or have cats, I love them.
Well, I'll pass the information on. I'm quite all right. Thank you, Mr. Harl Barnes.
Thank you so much.
Folks, that was Harl Barnes. Once again, if you're looking to purchase some of his literature, his books Teenage Crab Blues, New Red Ass, and Tobey Maguire Pontius Pilate are available, I suppose, illegally at any of the participating multi-mags that you find all across Montreal. That's it. We did it. That's the show. That's our Wednesday edition. This flew by. This may have been the fastest moving show in At Home with James history. Of course, I want to thank Harl Barnes for being here. I would be remiss if I did not thank Alex Brown and Taylor McMillan for joining me. I love them. the first ever edition of Friends or Frenemies. Guys, I guess this is it. And before I let you go, I just I want to let you know that we'll be back tomorrow night. And I really appreciate you. And I hope you'll consider coming back soon. Until then, I'm James. You are you. We were here. Goodbye. Good night. Be well and farewell.